Hello, my name is Matt Owens, and I'm doing my presentation on Network Security Fundamentals for Module 3 of Network and Web Security Analysis. So in cybersecurity, we hear about the CIA acronym, which is confidentiality or preventing unauthorized access, intentional or accidental. Integrity is ensuring the trustworthiness of the information to prevent tampering with, and availability. So that means the data and systems can be accessed and used when needed. So what are we defending against? Who's trying to attack us? The hackers, they can range from script kiddies to hacktivists with political goals to criminals with that want financial gain, or maybe they're just bored and want to see what they can break. We have employees of companies that they could want revenge because they're disgruntled, or maybe they want to sell proprietary information or manipulate financials. There's terrorists, cyber terrorism. They, they may be looking to shut down a service like a power infrastructure or some other type of government infrastructure. We have governments who want to spy on other entities or other governments. Viruses and worms. Um, we have to make sure that malicious code can't get in and corrupt our system. And we also have social engineering or manipulating the human aspect of information use. A employee may want to help a coworker out and could be manipulated just by wanting to help, um, or some type of spear phishing, anything. There's all kinds of social engineering. So other common attacks include the denial of service or the distributed denial of service to shut down services. We have Trojan programs that look legitimate, but once installed, they'll make a backdoor for attackers to get in. Um, or there could be an attacker in between two devices capturing packet. That's called the man in the middle. And then we have application vulnerabilities. These are unpatched pieces of software that have known exploits. So it's important to make sure those are kept up to date. But what can we do to protect our networks from all of these attacks? We need a defense in depth, or a layered defense, which if an attacker gets by one mechanism, there's another in place to slow them down or prevent them from getting through, maybe hopefully stop them completely. And what are those? Well, we have physical security like locks, cameras, security personnel. We can lock down, just locking the computer when we're away, just controlling physical access information, locking service rooms, data cabinets, having alarms in place. We have authentication and password security. So make sure passwords are strong, complex, secure, not written down. Use a phrase. Biometrics, that could be your retina, fingerprint, even a typing pattern, or we can use multi-factor authentication. Cell phones are very popular for that. So we also have operating system security. We need to keep our operating system up to date and applications, make sure patches get installed timely. Also disable guest accounts to control access. Antivirus protection is important. The antivirus protection will scan files, look for executable files that are known viruses, or they match a signature or a pattern of a known virus. We have packet filtering that we can use as a layer that can be put on routers, operating systems, or software firewalls, and they'll block or allow packets based on certain attributes, so like IP address, port, or protocol. Firewalls can have a permissive or restrictive policy, basically allow everything and defines explicitly what to block, or the opposite is deny everything, and we can define explicitly what to allow. We can also put in a demilitarized zone as a layer, basically a subnet for public access separate from the internal network. That's usually behind a firewall as well, but it just gives public access to a service network, so outsiders can't get to the internal systems that you want to keep locked down. We have the IDPS, intrusion detection and prevention, to prevent, detect, and respond. It's just includes the hardware and software that will assess all the large volume of network traffic automatically for you. Based on the kit there, you can base it on an anomaly or a signature that compares to a database, and basically just create logs and send alerts to the administrators or analysts for further evaluation, and could even respond to a threat or block access to an intruder. VPNs, well, these are used because they're cheaper than dedicated lines, and they're secure use of public infrastructure. The information is authenticated and encrypted and encapsulated, protected in transit. Makes it more affordable, just using the public infrastructure. And then we have the network auditing and log files. So basically, you want to know who accessed the information, what did they access. So you need to have everything logged, make sure that it's recorded, trackable, and holds people accountable for what they're doing. And then you configure it to make sure you're capturing what you need to, like system events or security events, to refer back to in case something happens. Routing and access control methods, finally. So we have mandatory access control, where the access is predefined. You can use discretionary access control, where the network user can decide who to share info with, which is more flexible for the users but less secure. Or you can use a role-based access control that is the access is determined based on organizational roles, job functions, titles. It's ultimately based on basically the nature of the organization would dictate that which one to use. So obviously the highly sensitive data should be more restricted. So in conclusion, no network is 100% secure. We try to get as close as possible. Each layer you add gives diminishing results. The first layer giving obviously the highest benefit, and then there will always be new attack methods and zero-day attacks. So you need to just keep learning and figuring out where the vulnerabilities are to try to stay ahead of the threat actors. And references for the presentation are our course textbook. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.